How to use no sooner than. Well, first of all, hello, high achiever. I am here in São Paulo, which is the biggest city in Brazil, taking some training. And yesterday, I was talking to one of the speaking examiners for the Cambridge Exam Center, where I am at the moment. And hi, Eduardo, how are you? And we were talking about together, we were discussing the ways in which a person could possibly overcome the dreaded 3 mark on CP, right? In the speaking practice. Because look, if you are an English teacher and you have been following me, you know a little bit, you understand a little bit of how speaking examiners mark their candidates, okay? How to score their candidates. And we learn throughout the process that the level, when you are at the level, you will receive grade 3 on a range of grades which goes from 0 to 5, okay? I don't know if I am making myself much clear, but the thing is, when you take the CP exam, let me go basic here. When you take the CP exam, the C2 proficiency exam, there are 4 exams. One of them is the speaking test. In the speaking test, there are some criteria examiners have to follow to grade you. And you are at C2 level if you get a 3. And above 3 is because you are above level, and then your grade will go from B to A. Okay, so you can get an A, a B, or a C. And for you to get an A, you need to reach a mark 5. Since most of the people who are taking the C2 proficiency exam, who are willing to pass the CPE, are already English teachers, they all want their marks to be the best one possible because, you know, English teachers compare. However, what is the language you should use to get a higher mark on the speaking part of the exam? How do you overcome the dreaded 3? So Fernanda here, who has just joined us, is one of my best students, if not to say the best one at the moment, okay? She is an English teacher who's already excellent. She's more than ready. She only wants to take the exam to prove that she is at level. And nothing, she should fall nothing short of an A. Let's put it that way. However, we know it's hard. And the question yesterday was, what is the, hi Fernanda, what is the thing, okay, let's put it that way, that will have the examiners go, wow, that was impressive, sophisticated, and stylish. And this person deserves an A. This person will get a 5 in the language criteria. So what I did yesterday was I got one of Fernanda's speaking practices because I asked my students to send me recorded speakings so that I can take a look at them with time and put some effort into the feedback that I'm going to give. You know, it's not like you speak and I'll tell you, okay, you're good. No, I ask them to record their voices. I analyze what they're saying, and then I go telling them what they did well. So Fernanda sent me one of those recently where she was saying many things that were C2 level as always because her English is excellent. And then I got one of her voice recordings and I showed it to one of the speaking examiners who was there with me being trained. He is excellent. We shouldn't say. Okay, so let me put it in a way that is legally okay to say. This speaking examiner who works at 2 different centers here in Brazil, who was with me yesterday. His name is Ian Pipino. He's excellent. He's Right now he has schools in the south of Brazil. He was talking to me about what is it that will help a student get a 5 score on speaking. And we were discussing that. So I showed him Fernanda's recording, and he was listening to her with that skeptic face that we're supposed to have. And he went, And then all of a sudden he went, The third time he raised his eyebrows, I was like, she's rocking it, right? I know she is. And then I didn't say anything. I was just waiting for him to listen to everything. And I was listening with him. And then all of a sudden she said, no sooner than this happened, then da 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 da. At that point, he just stopped listening. He turned it off and he said, it's a 5. That was impressive. Why was that impressive? Because nobody does it. Okay? Nobody does it when speaking. It is, let's put it nicely. It is only, you sound pedantic when you are using such elaborate English. People sound pedantic, not you. People in general, me too, sound pedantic. However, this is what we have to do for CPE if we want to pass with an A, right? So this is why I came here today. I came here to tell you, if you really want to impress your speaking examiner, go for no sooner than. This is going to be a turning point, let's say a shocking moment for your examiner, because they will go, wow, this was impressive, sophisticated, with style, flexibility, and then you might just get a 5 at language, okay? It's one of the criteria being evaluated, and you might just get a higher score there. And how do you use no sooner than, Flavia? It's difficult to use no sooner than. I don't know how to use it properly. So let me tell you how to do it, and then I gotta run because training is going to start in about 10 minutes, and I'm still at the hotel. Okay, so no sooner than is the inversion form of as soon as. Okay, so this one you know. As soon as I leave the hotel, I will go down to training. As soon as I have breakfast, I will check out of the hotel. As soon as, okay, so this is, Fernanda is asking me a question. Let me answer. No sooner had you asked than I thought, wow, that's a tough one. Yes, exactly. Fernanda is giving an example here. Let me break her sentence into a simpler one so that we can reconstruct, okay? So what Fernanda is saying here, if you're able to read her sentence, and I believe you are, is, as soon as you asked me that question, I thought it was hard. I thought, wow, that's hard. As soon as you asked me, I thought, wow, that's hard. So I'm going to transfer it to the inversion format using no sooner than. So as soon as you asked me becomes no sooner, okay? No sooner had you asked me. As soon as you asked me becomes no sooner had you asked me. And then, as soon as you asked me, I thought it was hard. Now, because you were using no sooner than, you have to use then. It's part of the structure. So, where do you put it? You put it at the end of the structure, like this. No sooner had you asked, then I thought, wow, that's a tough one. Hugo is coming up with one too. Hugo is also an English teacher. He's really good. And he said, no sooner had I received a notification telling me you were going live, I came to Instagram. Oh, that's so sweet. It needs a then there, though. Let's put a then in that sentence. Rewrite it. No sooner had I received a notification telling me you were going live, then I came to Instagram. Exactly. Then I came to Instagram. And this is, you're not a teacher, Hugo. So I'm talking to the wrong Hugo. I thought I was talking to another one. You're not a teacher, but you should be one. You're really good. So, no sooner than. no sooner than. It is exactly the same thing as soon as, okay? So as soon as you finish watching this video, go ahead and practice no sooner than, okay? All right, so no sooner than is usually structured with the past perfect. No sooner had I done something than something else happened. However, and that's a big fat but, as I like to say, it is possible to use it in the simple past, even though you will find innumerable sites saying that it is not possible to use it with the simple past. It is, okay? You can use it with the simple past. So no sooner did I go than that happened. But if you want to impress your examiner and you were taking the time to practice and you want to rock the boat, just like Fernanda has been doing, you will use the structure as it should be used to impress. Okay? So I would say that no sooner had I shown Fernanda's audio to Ian Pepino, he stopped listening. Okay, let me rephrase that. No sooner had I shown Fernanda's recording to Ian Pepino, then he stopped listening to it and said, wow, that's impressive, sophisticated, with style and flexibility, and this girl deserves a 5. So Fernanda, I hope you're happy. You're rocking that boat, and I must go because it's time for me to go back to training and practice. As you know, I am always undergoing training. I am always studying, and I am always trying to improve myself so that I can improve my lessons for you. My name is Flavia Costa. I am your CP teacher, and I'll see you next class. Bye-bye.